put you in the driver's seat. Don't gotta hurry in the middle of when you gotta be.
Good morning, everybody. Okay. Good morning, everybody. I think we should settle down. We are already behind. Yes. Can we please settle down? Um, Thank you for joining and welcome to the session that what we call as a workshop or a plenary session for our seat congress. And this year we chose the theme that's called the India Advantage, and what does it take to make India a vibrant hub for seed production. I think we all heard yesterday from the minister in the morning and the speakers about the investment opportunities yesterday afternoon. Everyone has a goal to make India, at least to grow India's share of seed production globally. I mean, currently we are at 2% and we hope to reach at 10% soon. But I think there are many things that need to happen. There are many policy measures that need to be implemented, and commitment from both, from the private sector as well as from the government to make sure that it happens. So keeping that theme in mind, we have assembled a very, I believe, a very good session for you. We'll have a speaker first, and then we have a panel, and I think the panel discussion would be very exciting. and we have requested the Joint Secretary Seeds to join. Unfortunately, he could not come, but he is agreed to join online very soon. So we have requested Joint Secretary to listen to the panel, to the question raised, and then make a presentation, hopefully responding to the questions. If not, at least he will outline his vision for making India a global seed production hub. What we propose to do after this session is to make a note or make a summary of this panel discussion, the recommendations from this panel, and hopefully the question Q&A from you to provide a summary and to make a submission to the Government of India on behalf of the NOC and APSA, and so that we can continue to follow up on this matter. So without further ado, what we have done today is we have a speaker first, and I'll invite the first speaker. He is Mr. Nagesh Vuda, and he is head for global planning, parent seed production, research, R&D in vegetable supply for Advanta Seeds. So he will outline what are the opportunities. I think we heard some of them yesterday, but what are the opportunities that India can become a global seed production hub? Nagesh, all yours. Thank you so much.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning to all of you. I'm Nagesh Vuda, taking care of global parent seed, global SPR, agronomy, planning, and vegetables internationals for Advanta. I just would like to worked in US for past 4 years, taking care of North America, South America, Mexico, and Brazil. And earlier, for 2 decades in Asia, taking care of Asia, Australia, and New Zealand supply chains. So what puts me a unique perspective is to understand how stuff works at various parts of the world and what is the priority for us. So if you really think about, before I jump into what are the opportunities for making a global seed hub in India, I just would like to draw attention and set the context. Today is the world where you wake up in the morning. Imagine this. You wake up in the morning and you see your mobile, you see the world seems to be like a chaotic, lot of geopolitics, geoeconomics, trade lane shifting, and what seems to be strong and stable turns brittle overnight. And what seems to be predictable seems ambiguous overnight. So I would like to say how India is positioned to hedge this and how India is positioned to deliver this opportunity which is there in today's market. So whenever we talk about seed production, what we generally do, we land into area of complexity. We want to handle many things. So what I just go back to the first principles, right? Stripping down everything until what truly matters. So you have seen a general 6M approach, which is a problem solving Ishikawa diagram where what went wrong, but I flipped it around and say what needs to be done right to make a global seed production hub. You need these 6 M's to be right to ensure that the seed production is delivering to the quality requirements. So the first M is all about the talent, which is men and women working in the agriculture, which is the most critical piece. Then the materials, which are the inputs, crop protection packages, what it moves around it, and the methodology, particularly in agronomy excellence. It is precision in practice and excellence in every seed. And in terms of measurement, how do you ensure that you are able to track the leading indicators as well as lagging indicators? Leading indicators build quality, while lagging indicators confirm quality. And finally, on this 6M stack, what I say, is about this machine and human interface. It is there throughout the crop life cycle, either in planting, production, spraying, post-harvest, during harvest, and post-harvest operations like processing, grading, color sorting. So how do you ensure that there is a right human and machine interface? And now we are, in today's world, we also have something called AI and ML, which is coming up. And how do you ensure that the productivity is augmented by this human and machine interfaces? So this is what makes a seed production the best place to be. Now, this is at the core, but what needs, once the seed is produced, you need to ensure it is being shipped to the destinations. So you need to bring the layer of logistics, you need to bring the layer of quality, you need to bring the layer of custom clearances, you need to bring the layer of policies, regulations. So all that put together, this ecosystem is called supply chain. So what I will say, how do you crack the code of supply chain to become a world-class supply chain excellence? So I put it in simple way. These are the three pillars or the three levers where we need to work together. One is reliability, where today's, as I explained in this VUCA market, the currency for global trade is reliability. It is about delivering the product on time, right every time, and ensure that it is meeting the requirements. The second area is on quality. It is all about genetic purity, physical purity, trait purity. How do you ensure that the germinations are delivered and quality is non-negotiable? And finally, which is very important, though you produce the seed and you produce the seed with the high quality requirements, how do you ensure it is easily moved? The flow is the most important, effortless movement. I have seen where we have seen the global supply chains called offshoring, nearshoring, friendshoring, or cost-effective shoring. But how do you ensure that there is a seamless flow where reliability is going to be reality? Otherwise, you have a very good production, but you cannot move the seed at a right point of time to the market, and you miss the planting windows, then the whole snowball effect will start kicking in, right? You need to store the seeds, you need to. So how do you ensure that we are having a methodology where the logistics, customs clearance, PQ requirements have been done effectively, and you ensure the product moves on time? Now, before I say why India has a lot of advantages, this is a cut of data on India, where we stand right now. Already we have told that we are at 2%. It is around $180 million, which we are exporting out of the global pie, around $16, $17 billion. What is expected from India is to ensure that we reach $1 billion by 2030. And the major, in the pie diagram, you have seen where we ship. India is shipping the seed in Asia, in Europe, in North America, Africa. Name a country, we are there, almost the seeds are available. And what gives me kind of a convincement or a confidence that we can deliver this 1 billion, I'll give you an example. Pharmaceuticals in India used to be 1% 20 years back. And today, it's more than 20% of the global generics or the global pharmaceuticals have been shipped out of India. So we have the journey of pharmaceuticals moving in the similar way from 1% to 20%. Now the goal is 1 to 5% in seed in 5 years, which is easily possible. We need to ensure and piggyback on a similar approach, which is nothing but how do you ensure the trust is being built, and also there is a transformation, and most importantly, regulation alignment, regulatory alignment, and transparency. So with that, I'll give you my way of looking at India after seeing globally what are the challenges which we are facing in the seed production, how India is uniquely positioned in terms of making it as a vibrant or a best place to produce the seeds. I categorized into 7 advantages. So the first advantage is India's agroclimate. So this is one of the, I'll say, a natural advantage for us. it's by design. We have a 15 agroclimatic zones, which gives us the flexibility for us to plant. You have seen, it's like, I think most of the leaders knows quarter by quarter, how do you manage the working capital, how do you manage the flexibility, economies of scale, of scope, new product introduction. How do you ensure there is a flexibility, agility, and nimbleness? So what brings in India the biggest advantage is that you have a planting windows which are of multiple. You have a Kharif, you have Rabi, and also you have Zaid. It is like you have summer, rainy, as well as winter productions, which makes us a very uniquely positioned. When I look at different parts of the world, you need to really wait till the frost melts. Once the frost melts, during the spring, when the soil temperature reaches at, for example, for corn at 55 degrees Fahrenheit, then the planting starts. So there is something where you need to wait for a single planting window. But at the end, you are also being challenged during the harvest by the winter frosts. So globally, the production windows are very narrow. It is tightly controlled, where you have a limited flexibility. And whereas in India, what I see is that we have a very good advantage of having these flexible planting systems, which will allow us to speed track and also to produce the parent seed, breeding population, or at the same time, we also have an ability to produce at scale in the cost advantages what we get. I'll give you an example, right? The watermelon, you can produce in almost all the quarters in vegetables. You can plant in almost all the quarters. Similarly, in corn, we can have 2 or 3 seasons which can work in favor of us. The second advantage, that's on the first, and the second advantage from my lens, what I look at, India is a home for full spectrum seed production systems. You name it, it is available in India. Right from entry to the highest valuable vegetable seed production. We are able to produce in India right from open field production, followed, and then you start raising the guards on seed control, on disease controls, protection. So you get in from open field to net cage, and from net cage to poly houses, and also you have a soil-less like substrate. How do you ensure that drip, fertigation, as well as EC and pH is managed so that you program what you want. And finally, you are ready to even produce the GSPP production systems, which is one of the top-notch production systems. This kind of a broad suite allows us the flexibility where you want to ship, because every country and every destination have a different requirements, and India is uniquely positioned to ensure that we offer to their tailor-made solutions for each country requirement. And advantage number 3 is on the vegetable production spectrum. It's you see, I just had given a small examples on solanum and cucurbits. In solanum, in tomatoes, we are ready with determinate, indeterminate, whether you know, I think most of us know the fresh processing tomatoes, cherry tomatoes, where we are able to produce from here and ship it to the global at a world-class standards. And similarly in peppers, whether it is blocky peppers or sweet peppers, hot peppers, we are having the ability to produce the market requirements across the areas. And in watermelons, we have both diploid as well as triploid, and in melons, we also have like cantaloupes, honeydew, name the segment, we are able to produce in India. And gourds, I think we are like one of the kings in terms of able to produce the gourds continuously in India. And I just would like to give you a small glimpse of what goes in tomato seed production from end to end. It is basically from seedling nursery to planting, to ensure the vegetative staking, and it is all produced in the net cages. And the most critical piece, why India is a very good seed production, is on the emasculation and pollination, which is very much important in hybridization, and it is like a laser sharp requirements what we need. How do you ensure the anthers are removed very effectively without changing the quality? So this is one of the best production systems what we have in India. And fourth advantage, what I see is the field crops. Once you have seen the vegetables, now you are seeing the field crops. Basically in the corn, we are producing close to 300,000. This is a kind of a dipstick what we are doing. It may change, but if I want to understand from the other part of the world, it is around 17 million bags. If you see in the US or in Brazil, we count in bags, which is equivalent to 17 million bags of corn seed production, which we can do. And also the biggest advantage, what I see is how do you ensure that you are able to have, one is production, but also the post-harvest operations. We have one of the best drying systems, whether it is single pass dryer, single pass reversible, double pass drying. It can also have an advantage for corn and sweet corn as well, which can be used and which can ride on the same infrastructure. And on cotton, we have seen the multiple layers of seed production systems, but also on the post-harvest area, where we have dilute acid delinting, strong acid delinting, and gas delinting. Name the requirement, we have those delinting features which will allow us to store the seed at a high quality. And similarly on paddy as well as forages. Advantage number 5, as India, what I look at is the logistics, which is turbocharged. What I've seen across the world, we have a good production areas, but we have a very limited ability to move it quick and to move it fast. So we have in India very good projects. One is Sagarmala, which is nothing but India have a sea coast of 7,500 kilometers with a big ports and major and minor ports, which is helping us to move the seed to India and out of India. And also we have some Bharatmala, which is the logistics networks, which we have economic corridors, which allows from production to cold rooms or production to plant to port. Everything can be done in a fastest turnaround. On the left-hand side, you have seen all the production locations. On the right-hand side, you are seeing all the logistics network. Both works in hand, and you have seen that most of the times, the turnaround times of moving from production to plants and plants to ports, everything works in hours. Everything works from 12 hours to, let's say, 36 hours. You are reaching to the destinations. That's the biggest advantage as a country we go. Advantage number 6. This is the most important. We have highest skilled labor, 46% of the population, which is around 500 million, more than 500 million work in agriculture, and most importantly, the digital literacy. 76% of Indians have the mobiles and UPIs, because we are talking about AI, ML as the going future. So right now, the highest digital penetration what we have is in India, and then followed by the academic supports like agriculture universities and KVKs. How do you ensure that all this work in tandem to produce the good quality seed? And the most important is the custom seed producers. We have one of the best custom seed producers in India who can able to ship to the global requirements, and which you will be meeting them in due course of time today or yesterday and the rest of the week. And advantage number 7 is the biggest important, quality first. Quality is non-negotiable. And how do you ensure that at the central level, we have all the federal level, we have all the policies, seed acts, ensuring at the state level, where the rubber meets the road, how do you ensure the certification agencies are working in tandem and cooperatively and combinedly, we are able to deliver the good quality. On the right, we are looking at the ISTA. India have 8 ISTA accredited labs, which will ensure, and also a part of OECD, which will enable us to ship it to OECD countries. So finally, what I will say, my look is India has gone through the IT wave from 1990 to 2010, where we have seen like liberalization to Y2K. India is now contributing almost 55% of the global exports. And I already spoke about the pharma wave. Right now, as we speak, we are looking at the global capability center wave. More than 65% of the Fortune 500 companies have set up the GCCs. Now what we see, I see that the seed is at the cusp and we are ready to kind of unleash this potential. And what are the opportunities? The opportunities are what we are doing right. How do you accelerate the hybrid seed production? Lab quality testing. I see a big opportunity. If today we are using the samples, commercial seed, everything is getting moved in the same way. For example, in US, whenever you want to move any samples, they have something called controlled import permit. You can ship the samples with an exception, which is used only for testing and destructions, which will allow us to move the samples of testing very quickly. How can we see that we can implement some features and make India as a lab hub for the global? And other area where we see is a parent seed, where we have the biggest requirement for parent seed is all small farms, high isolation distance, better roguing capability. India is uniquely positioned to ensure that we are able to produce the parent seed. And the focus area is basically ease, speed of seed movement. With that, I would like to take away, India offers, in conclusion, is great place for seed production and exports for all the global companies. Excellence in quality, we deliver quality across the world based on the requirements, whether it is usable transplants, whether it is germination, whether it is vigor, disease-free, to the standards what is required. Cost advantage, there is no doubt, and the unchallengeable cost benefits what we get from India. Strong IP protection. Yesterday we spoke about the benefits of PVP FRA, and the most importantly is the near continuous production cycles. You have an ability to plant in multiple windows. And finally, we have a big, deep talent here, which will help us to deliver the quality every time. With that, I'll say thank you for that.
Thank you, Nagesh, for a very insightful presentation and I would say very ambitious goals. Opportunities are abound. Any questions for Nagesh? Yes.
Nagesh, thank you very much for very nice presentation. I felt as if I have, gone through all seedlings to the final harvesting and packing and export also. I felt really very nice to hear the in-depth activities. My question is, you said that now India is GSPP ready. Whether the Advanta, is there any plan for your company to implement GSPP in India? Is there any time frame?
As a company, what I presented as an industry, we
Yes.
are ready to produce as a GSPP ready. We have all the features, facilities to make CMM free tomatoes, to ship it and ensure that India has a capability to be ready. Not from Advanta perspective.
No, I can understand, but you see now in almost all the Asian countries and South America also and Europe, many companies, they have already implemented GSPP, and I agree with you that the geography of India, I know it definitely permits the national as well as international companies. Those are already operating in India. There is a vast the scope. Only thing who comes first and implement makes definitely difference. Thank you very much for your again nice presentation. Thank you.
Yes, thank you for the presentation. I have one question for you. So comparing India with some of the other countries that produces seed, on average, field sizes are relatively small. Owned by many farmers, and that is in the way of mechanization sometimes. So, do you foresee any consolidation efforts where farmlands are consolidated, which will help with more mechanization and automation of, production practices, or not?
I think That's right. See, there are advantages and also there are areas for improvement when you have a fragmented fields. You have an ability, right? Whenever you run a drone or you want to run something, you have plant by plant approach where the farmer look at every plant rather than looking by hectare or by block. So you have the precision of having a small farmer approach. Now, the other flip side is that automation, the feasibility of automation is a challenge. But what I see, the way the trends are catching up, how do you ensure you get a customized equipments to the smallholder farmers and ensure that you drive the productivity? That is one direction where the industry is moving. And the other direction is about the consolidation so that you can cut, copy, and paste which are the machines which are available in other parts of the world and try to implement. So there are two directions the things are moving. One, how do you ensure you customize the equipment to the smallholder? And the other is consolidate as much as possible and try to use whatever is available.
Yeah, so my question is, are there ongoing consolidation efforts currently in India or not?
Yes, certainly in the seed production area, in field crops, we have seen like a production villages concept where the entire village works together, where you have an advantage of consolidation. Whereas in vegetables, it's morely on a precision, net by net, cage net by cage net, where consolidation is not moving.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, Nagesh. I think the last point was, I believe it will be a point for discussion in the panel as well. Thank you so much. Yeah. So now we move on to our panel discussion. So the topic remains the same, what it takes for India to become a global seed producer. For that, I'll invite Mr. Ram Kornia. He is the advisor to FSII and partner Agvaya. So he will be moderating the session. Mr. Kornia, please. I'll also invite Dr. Prabhakar Rao, Chairman NSL Group and President NSAI, Mr. Avtar Singh Dindsa, MD Biofarm, Mr. David Milan, Managing Director, Glencaru Seeds, Mr. Ajay Rana, Chairman of FSII, Ms. Vinita Sudhanshu, she's General Manager from APIDA, and Mr. Santosh Atawar, he's President of ISF and MD of Indo-American Hybrid Seed. Chairman and MD, Santosh. So I'll hand over to Mr. Ram Kornia to moderate the panel. I believe he'll start with his opening remarks and then lead to the discussion.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you, Shivendra, for organizing this and putting this panel together. It's such a distinguished set of panelists on the stage, and I'm very fortunate to be conducting this session. I think Nagesh has taken more or less the thunder out of this discussion. So a lot of points he has covered. That leaves a real challenge to the panelists to come up with points which are beyond what he has spoken, right? So in general, I would just introduce the subject by saying that, the opportunity is very high, as already presented. It's a $10 billion opportunity for India. And the opportunity for the world is to get from India high quality, cost competitive, and well-produced seed. So there are opportunities for both sides. And in that context, I think this target we have been working with of 10% share by 2030. Like yesterday also, I think it was said that whether you do 10% or you do 8% or 9% doesn't matter, but you must have a target and you must be focused on doing things which will improve our presence in the international markets. And so that is a real challenge, or that is a real task in front of all of us. So we are looking at learning from all the panelists here about how we can go about doing this. So this will be in a type of a Q&A session. So I'll keep asking questions to different panel members and then trying to obtain some answers to some of the questions. So let me start with you, David. You know, David is our guest from South Africa, and I have known him since my Advanta days because he is one who actually produces and exports from South Africa. And South Africa is one of the major countries, along with some of the other countries from Southern Hemisphere, who work as production centers for those companies which are in the Northern Hemisphere in terms of managing what is called counter-season production. And so they have actually a lot of experience in this. So I would like to start with you, David, that you can share some of the experiences of how South Africa has become such a big seed exporting country. What is it that has been done right, either by the farmers or by the government or by the seed industry, which actually made South Africa achieve that status?
Thank you very much, Ram, and thank you very much for the opportunity. It is indeed a privilege to share the stage with such distinguished guests. And I think what is important, I don't so much want to talk about South Africa. It's not about South Africa today. It's about India. But what I think would be relevant is to share maybe with you what we think is necessary to become a good seed production company. Now, of course, in South Africa, we are blessed with good climate conditions that already enhance the possibility to do the seed production there, as was explained by our keynote speaker. The other things which, and in a while we're going to talk PBR and IP and all of that, and I will not presume to be a knowledgeable on India and on the laws and the bylaws and the regulatory framework of India. I'll focus more on South Africa. But if you want to be a seed production company, it's all built around trust. I want to touch on two subjects. Trust is the one, quality, which the keynote speaker also touched on. Trust in the first place, especially if you work out of a country where the regulatory framework, PBR protection and IP protection is not that strong, you need to build trust with your client, but also with your farmer. They need to know that you will do the right thing, regardless if there is laws protecting his variety or not. I think that is kind of key for me to start off this discussion. And what does this mean? This means that if your client sends you stock seed that you have to use, you have to handle that stock seed with utmost care. You have to make sure that you either use everything in the field and show that you've used it, or if you haven't used everything, that you give it back to him or you put it in storage for future use. That is the first thing. The second thing, of course, is, you know, when we started, I also belong to a seed production expert group in ISF, and I started this group around 2014, so we are going for about 11 years now. And we started discussions with the AIB, which is the Anti-Infringement Bureau in Europe. And then I learned a couple of new terms, and one of those terms was the third shift. Now, what is the third shift? Now, I'm not referring to India. Please don't get me wrong. I'm referring in general to the world. And the third shift was people producing for companies, and they would maybe produce 2 tons, but they would only declare 1.5 tons, 500 kilograms will be retained back in the back store, and they will sell it to their own benefit. Those kind of things break trust. So the other thing, of course, is, you know, if you have confidentiality with your client, that means you will protect what IP rights and variety, even if there is no laws. You as company have to take that responsibility to protect his variety under your control. This also means that if you take other clients and you go and show them what you are doing in the fields, which is no problem, but they can't go into that field because that IP belongs to somebody else. You have to protect it. You can't allow somebody going in there, taking a couple of flowers and sort of like fringing it away. So that is the kind of trust that I'm talking about. Your client must know at all times that regardless of the laws in that country, that you will protect his variety at all time. And then, of course, there's another thing. We talk about confidentiality. When you start up as a seed production company and you are producing for a big company, company X, then you always want to share this information with another client, telling him, you know what, I'm producing for this very big company, to impress him. You can't do that because that will break down the trust. And then, of course, I know that models in many companies is a sales model and a production model. If you want to do that, you have to make very sure that what you do on the production side is not going to infringe on your client on the sales side. Because the first reaction that you always will get from a client like that will be, how can you produce for me but also compete with me in the market? So you need to set up structures that will protect that. Then just about your grower. Your grower must trust you equally. The grower must know that whatever you bring to him, you've tested before, and you know that it is going to perform in his condition, and that you offer him a price which is fair to make a reasonable living out of it. So that is the trust thing. Then I want to touch just on quality for a second. Now, quality, like the keynote speaker also said, is non-negotiable. Of course, we have to produce quality seed. But what makes quality? Infrastructure. You have to create or get somebody, government, company, doesn't matter who, to create infrastructure on the farm. Drying facilities, sprayers, thrashers. This is the kind of infrastructure that is required to produce quality seed. Then the further part is you have a company which will bring that seed to a specific area where they're going to clean it. Always remember, you can have a wonderful seed cleaning plant, but you can't make bad seed good in a cleaning plant. You have to produce good quality seed, and you add the value by taking it to a good quality plant. Then again, you have to have a good laboratory where you're going to test it, because what do you want? You want to know that if this seed is coming out with a germination of, let's say, 87%, that is also the germination that you're going to get in the market. But again, the trusting. The grower must also trust that when you tell him it's 87%, that it actually is. So he must know that you have cleaned his seed and tried your best to retain as much seed as possible and still being able to reach the quality standards that you have in your contract. And I think we know in a while, Ram is going to touch on the IP, etc., so I'm not going to go there right away. All I can say is that within this framework, where trust and quality is predominant, it's like the entry. If you can't provide this, you're never going to be a seed production company. Of course, also there are some concerns for us because the challenges are building. The cost of seed production is getting higher and higher. And if you work with biannuals like we do, the period of financing is becoming very long. Secondly, also, in the old days, it was so easy to get insurance. The older guys in the room will know if we talked about errors, seedsman's errors and omissions, it was easy. Lloyd of London's were the underwriters. Now we're not getting that anymore. So if we talk about the challenges, we are of course concerned about, the financing periods that is involved. We are concerned that quality standards are being pushed up. We are concerned that it's getting more difficult amidst climate change and more adverse conditions to produce good quality seed. And within this framework, we have just finished another document, which is called the risk sharing document. It's not even published yet. It'll be published within the next 2 weeks or so on the ISF website. So those are some of the concerns from seed production companies as to what is the role? Because we as seed production companies, now I'm talking just about that end, we can't take all the risk because you will know what happens. If there is a problem further up in the value chain, that problem just rolls down to the bottom end of the value chain. And we need ways and means to mitigate those risks for the farmer, but also for the seed production company, and that the breeding company take their fair share of the risk in that chain. So I think for now, Ram, I should first stop and allow you to give somebody else a chance.
Yeah, sure. I think you have covered a lot of points very comprehensively. Thank you for that, David. There are, in my mind, there are 4 types of export possibilities from India. Number one is that when multinationals who have presence in India, who have their branches or subsidiaries in India, want to produce in India and export to their other subsidiaries. This is one type of export opportunity which we can look at. The thing that David talked about is what is more commonly known as custom production. So that is the second opportunity, that you do a production in India for those companies which are not present in India. And then you export it out to their subsidiaries or to their headquarters, where, so in that, you get the parent material from outside and then you actually produce here and then send it back. So the protection of the parent material, protection of confidentiality of data and various things become very much more important than in the first one. The third is an Indian company developing varieties exclusively for export and then developing export markets for those. Suppose an Indian company can breed for a particular market. It could be Africa, it could be Southeast Asia, or wherever. And then export it out. It's not meant for local market. And then the fourth one is that an Indian company is breeding for local market as well as the same product can get exported. So there are 4 types of exports which are possible. I think David has touched about more of the custom production side of it. But I would now like to ask Santosh that you being the ISF chief, how does ISF look at India as a production center? And what are the opportunities and challenges that you foresee from here?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Kaundinya. Thanks for that. And a good start of presentation by Nagesh. So that set the scene. I'll purely restrict my discussion on what it's going to take to get production, increase production for export. And the way I look at it today, we have all the boxes ticked. You look at climate, you look at the environment, you look at the varied zones, we have protected cultivation, we have everything to produce seed. But one of the important aspects that some customers within India, Indian companies and those for exports and all the 4 categories, what they are looking at is protection of the parental lines. The first thing is if I want to go produce seed anywhere in the world, I would want protection of the parental lines. And this is across the board the same for everyone. And I feel this is an area where there's a lot of effort required. Secondly, our Honorable Prime Minister said that we need to double farmers' income. So if you want to compete globally and double farmers' income in export of seed, there's a huge possibility because we are very small percent right now as presented out, pointed out in the presentation. So there again, we have to look at, giving protection for the lines and also the exports. It's very important for us to focus on this benchmarking with countries like Chile, Vietnam, small and big countries, and understand their experiences and see how we can benchmark against them so that we have a smooth, seamless system internally. And this is very important for us so that, we allow more investors to come in to produce seed, and people are comfortable to come and produce seed in India. And I think if we create a conducive environment, companies will come and companies will, help us to boost exports. So I really think this is also a very, very important aspect, because on one end we want to improve farmer livelihood, and we know that many Indian farmers have smaller land holdings, which is actually advantageous if you look at seed production for vegetables across India. And what happens is once this environment is created, more and more people will come and maybe start producing in more and more locations across India. So benchmarking with the best practices in other countries, looking at phytosanitary, looking at seed movement, all of this is very, very important. And as I said, even the parental seed production, if someone wants to do stock seed increases, that can be facilitated provided there is protection. And it's good that we have the plant variety protection. And I think as we go forward, we need to rely more and more on that. And that will trigger what I call as the last mile connect to make us a great seed production hub and to increase farmer income and to compete globally and ultimately change the statistics to a higher percentage. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you, Santosh. I think you made some very important points. I would pick up the benchmarking as a very important point you made, that when you want to compete in the global markets, you must know what are those standards, not just of quality, but also of cost and various delivery schedules, for example, which is so important to actually satisfy the customer and to meet the delivery schedules. How do you make sure that you have the necessary infrastructure and the culture of delivering on time? That is also very important, that we should not have any slippages on that front. So some of the benchmarking, I think, is very important for us to take it forward. Phytosanitary, I'll come back to phytosanitary later. But let me come to you, Prabhakar Garu. That is, you are the president of the largest seed association in India, and you have a lot of experience in the seed industry yourself. How do you see the industry's readiness to take up this challenge? And also the points raised by both David and Santosh about the intellectual property protection and also making sure that trust building globally. How can we do that? Is the industry ready? What is it that the industry has to do actually to get ready for this?
Thank you. I think as far as the industry is concerned, you mentioned already about different types of exports that are possible from India. While the custom production for companies outside of India is one possibility which has been actually going on in our country for, I know about some of the members present here who have been doing this for more than 30 years, maybe 40 years. So, and I'm sure that this will continue. But the biggest growth, I feel, will come from the other categories, what you mentioned, Ram, the category where companies were already doing extensive research, producing for the country. They will also start producing for the other countries with similar agroclimatic conditions. That category, I suppose, would grow the fastest. Then the next category, where you are already a major player in India, which has got 15 agroclimatic zones, and therefore you have a very diversified germplasm base with you. You also plan some markets which you can target your breeding, develop your varieties and hybrids, and again try to meet that demands in those markets. These kind of things, I think, will grow faster in the future as against the custom production. I'm not Discounting that, that is also important. We need to continue that. But this, I think, may offer the 10% goal, what we are talking about of the global market, the $1 billion, which Mr. Nagesh has spoke about. These things will happen majorly from these kind of initiatives. So the Indian companies' capabilities in R&D, they become one of the most important thing. The Indian companies' ability to test their hybrids and varieties outside of India, this also becomes an important consideration. So we from the National Seed Association have been propagating this idea to the government in the last 5-6 years. We suggested even to start a seed export promotion council. There seems to be some interest that is shown by the government. Unlike 5-6 years ago, today the government is much more receptive to this idea. And something in that direction, I think, would happen. Like there are export promotion councils for other industries, the pharma, chemicals, even textile, they all enjoy certain benefits when they export their manufactured goods, whereas we don't have anything like that as of now. So that would certainly help the industry to meet some of the costs, because these are all going to be high cost in the initial stages. When your exports are small, but your expenditure would not be small, it will be quite substantial. The travel, testing, clearances which are required, these things are going to cost a lot of money. So I think this will help the industry. But I'm sure that industry growing at more than 10-12% CAGR, and some of the companies are becoming quite large. Even if the government support doesn't come, I'm sure that companies will explore and they will grow in these areas. Indian market has grown so rapidly in the past 30-40 years, and I suppose this will continue to grow the same way. But this has given opportunity for many companies to grow into considerable sizes, and with that ability, with the financial strength that companies have, I'm sure that they will start looking outside of India for more opportunities. With regard to the intellectual property, I think I fully agree with David. The most important is what is provided in the country by way of law is one thing. In spite of some weaknesses here and there, still if you are having a very good system of managing your affairs, you can still meet the customer's expectations of trust. That part I think is very, very important. The country, we had presentations from the chairperson of the authority, Plant Variety Authority, so he was very clear about the features of the law. And based on the experiences, what I have seen, many of the members of the industry who are very successful in custom production in our country, I'm sure that they are enjoying extreme confidence of their collaborators outside of India, because they are able to gain their trust. So I think those who are doing it, I think they are doing it year after year. I have seen some of the members doing it for 30-40 years in our country. So I think people know how to manage, and those people who want to enter into this now, I think we can learn from the experts who are already there amongst us. And I think that will make you also succeed in gaining the trust of the customer. So that's all from me, Ram. Thank you.
Thank you. I think the research aspect is a very important aspect you touched upon, that we have in India many companies, maybe 100 or so, who are investing in research, developing varieties for Indian market. I think it's a matter of putting focus on developing varieties for other countries. Perhaps that has not been on the top of the agenda for many people because of the reason you said, that the local market is growing so fast that the focus on developing export markets has not been so high. But I think that is something on which we should work to seek. And on Seed Export Council, I will leave it to our, Vinitaji to respond to that. You want to respond to that right now or slightly later? Maybe later. Okay. So we will come back to you on that. I think we have also someone who has very successfully managed to run an export-oriented production business in India, Avatar Singh ji. And he is in a unique position because he also does it in flowers, which is not generally considered to be the mainstream business. But he has successfully established himself as a large-scale producer and exporter of flower seed. So Avatar Singh ji, please tell us that what is the secret of your success? What is that secret sauce that you have followed? And how did you achieve this success?
Thanks, Mr. Kandonia. And all panelists had delivered very good masses and very good experiences. I would like to share my own experience. I run a Busque Farms, a flower seed and vegetable seed production company for export only from last 40 years. I started in 1985. This main thing, what I have gathered is, number one, honesty, integrity, and confidence. Then you have to inculcate that from your level to your management level, to the farmer level, the growers and farmers level, even to the farm workers. If you have created an integrity into them and you are doing everything according to the expectation of the company who has contracted with you, then you have done something. I just give you example, the day you make a, you can say, deal with a company to produce seeds for them, you must understand their quality standards. What basically they want, which they do want. If you understand that, you have to understand very well and teach all your management and growers and everything that we want this. Until unless you understand the basic understanding of that, things will not go anywhere. The second is another possibility of everybody wants confidence, their lines are safe, as everybody has said. If you do honestly with integrity, I think and you don't make any mistake in that, nobody would leave you. Some companies, I started with 40 years, I'm still doing production for them. Because if there are some problems come, like the climate is there, then the soil there, then there is other factors in between. But everybody accepts when you know that you are in an honest dealing and you have integrity to that. To increase that production level, like now we want that we should, as India, as a vibrant seed production hub, I agree with you. We have a very nice climatic zones in India, I think every kind of. The only thing we are lacking now, infrastructure in that. Infrastructure means if there are very nice seed production places, but how do you reach there? Are the roads good? Are there any hotel nearby to take somebody from foreign country? Because every company whom you are producing would like to see their crops in between the fields. Were there any facilities there? Then, if the people there, when you create a facility, do they understand what is the quality standards should be? All these things you need to make it a worthwhile. You have to mark out all the production areas for seed production, create infrastructure in that. Even the common facility like machines which are very expensive, color sorters or grain sorters, that should be a common facility for everybody because a small company can't afford to buy that. drying capacities and other things should be created in some of the areas where when you at the time of harvest the humidity is high or something you need. If you have a common facilities created there, created by government or run by private people, that could be an excellent idea. Then, first, the more I have seen in my 40 years experience, I think in around my area there are 40 companies, maybe 50 companies started producing seeds. Even in 3-4 years, everything was gone because they don't understand Japan needs no dust in the seeds. 0.1% dust is not allowed in the seeds. No weed seed tolerance. That you have to teach how to grow clean and how to make machines which could take the dust out. And you have to understand each, because when and America doesn't need a lot of noxious weed problems there. They undertake so rigorous tests and fail many consignments if there are seeds or noxious weeds are there. Like this, if in the F1 production, we couldn't find a common facility where we could test our F1 hybrids before sending for their purity, genetic purity. And some diseases like BFV and other, because testing methods in different countries are different. So another thing the government should take up and our association should take up with the ISF, harmonizing of testing facility of all the seeds. So the seed movement could be very smooth. Rest, all the need people, I say, if we work honestly and make some infrastructure, India can, there's no way we can't lead the world in the seed production. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Very, very relevant points. I think the honesty part, the integrity part. But I also liked your ideas of common infrastructure facilities. I think government is working on export clusters for many of the product categories, not just for seeds. So if there are clusters formed for seed production and export with common facilities like like you suggested, infrastructure facilities, including for the employees to stay there and have proper life, and also for the visitors to come and stay, and then for inspections, people will come from outside. So various things, and also harmonization of regulations. I think this is a very big subject on which we will have to discuss maybe a little more in detail, that how some of these regulations can be harmonized, even at the regional level, so that the seed movement is made very easy. Okay, so thank you for letting out your secrets. Okay, so thank you. Now I come to you, Ajay. You are now, the chair of another big association, FSII, where the members are investing in research and exporting. But I would like to get a different perspective from you, is that what are the policies and support mechanisms that you would like the government to come up with? I mean, you are free to talk anything, but I would like you to also say a few things on the policy support that you need from the government.
So first of all, I'd like to compliment Nagesh for a very good presentation. So this was music to the ear. Hearing a supply chain guy in all the details. So on seed exports, Ram, I'd like to go a little deeper in 3 areas. I'll touch upon on policy side too. So first one is knowledge. What we want to export, where we want to export, and why. What is the competitive edge we bring in? So the biggest market for seed today, we heard yesterday also, like US is the biggest, followed by China, France, Brazil, and then India. So US and China, the biggest crop is corn. Can we export corn seed from here? But both these countries have moved to GM. We don't allow corn GM in India. Soybeans, yes, they're varietal soybean. Can we produce soybean for these countries? I'm just picking up examples. We need to understand. We need to go deeper. Like it's like an onion. There are multiple layers. So first, quantify the opportunity. Where? I think we need a deeper research to understand all the opportunities. So field crops, vegetable crops, horticulture. Yeah, we can deploy, both the associations together with the government, take up a market research. We can engage Deloitte of the world. But first is like define the opportunity. US produces off-season corn in Chile, Argentina. But yeah, first thing is like, hey, can India allow GM corn production just for contract? We produce it for exports. It is the biggest crop. Then comes other part is policies, IP, all the regulations, so which understand, and it is also linked to the knowledge one. So the phytosanitary requirement of all these countries where the seed trade is happening. Then how can we we understand that, how can we harmonize it? ISF, EPSA, these institutions, they work. There are several policy recommendation goes from these institutions. Then comes our own, the Avatarji talked about that. If a company, large company or a country want to produce their tomato seed in India, so how do we ensure hey, that the IP, their lines are protected? That's an important one. How do we build a Make in India seed brand? So India has been, historically known for cotton and spices. But I think in the new world order, after the Industrial Revolution, we have not looked carefully on building an India brand. So we produce the world best, I'm taking the analogy of mango. We produce the best mangoes in the world, no doubt. You go to the American stores, you find Mexican, you find several different kind of mangoes there. And then I tell people, they're like, hey, what are you eating? This is not even a mango. So how do we build those brands from India? And seed is, once we understand the first two layers, knowledge and then IP regulations, then build that brand, Make in India. Fourth one is, of course, which is infrastructure in India. Capital, I think capital is available. Infrastructure we can build, we have proved. Seed production, of course, identifying the right agroclimatic zones, contracting the farmers. I think we are the best. I can say that. I have worked in different parts of the world. Our farmers, they learn very fast. All your isolation requirement, quality, farmers follow. We can provide the supervision required. Seed production is also very labor intensive. And the labor cost, fortunately, of course, we all complain that labor availability is becoming a challenge. But still, we have skilled labor available. And whatever, we complain sometime, oh, now the labor near Hyderabad cost 800 rupees a day. which is fine. If we are producing a high quality seed, we can export at $6 a kg of hybrid rice, where the domestic market is 3. Yeah, we are ready to pay that labor, skilled labor. So those multiple layers, Ram, we have to systematically approach. That is how we can grow from a 2% to 10%. And Chinese are a great example. They studied all the market for not only seed, but like they have studied like what a American household need, right from sanitary in their bathroom to furniture, everything. So to become like a major player in seed, I think we, the Seed Association, as well as the Government of India, we need to go deeper and approach it systematically. Like, we approach our businesses. If we want to grow our company 20% CAGR, we go very deeper. Which product, which market, what investment it is required, what skills, capacities are required. Same thing we have to apply here. Otherwise, like we have built SEZ, Special Economic Zones. We announced national mission on oil seeds. But like, what have we accomplished? First, let's understand, approach it systematically.
Thank you. I think you have made some very good points, and I would pick up 2 out of them. One is that we have to have this knowledge. I think that is a very important piece, that we must know what are the markets, who are the customers, who are the competitors, and where do we stand. How do we actually, the example you gave of GM production in India for export purposes. I think this is something which is done in some of the countries. Like, I remember good old days, I don't know whether it is still there in South Africa, that they could produce something like GM corn, which may not be for local use, but it is only meant for export purposes. So that is there in, if you look at agrochemical industry, they have registrations for export purposes. Means those are not for use in India, but you can produce them in India and export. While for biological processes and products, there could be some challenges in doing that, but I think we still have to look at that as an opportunity that we must quantify. And market research is a very good idea that you have suggested. And above all, I think you have done, you have identified really building the India brand outside for seeds. Like we have good branding for many other products. Is there universal recognition about the quality of seed produced in India? And can we build that through a marketing effort? You can't obviously promise something that the product cannot deliver. That is the fundamental principle of marketing. So we have to not only promise, but we should also meet the promise. So I think both sides have to be, a product performance is the best advertisement, as we always say. And so the product must perform so that it actually increases the brand image and the overall demand for the product in future. So thank you for many of those points that you made. Now I come to you, madam, last, because I kept you to the last because I know that 5 of them have thrown a lot of points at the government, and EPIDA being the frontline organization that promotes exports of agricultural origin. So now we are all ears to hear from you that what is it that the government is doing and how government can help us in achieving this ambitious target.
Thank you very much. First of all, I would like to compliment the organizer for creating such a wonderful platform to, connect all these stakeholders in the supply chain of exports of, the seeds from the country. And I would like to thank you to the organizer for inviting APIDA as a panelist in this session. And definitely it will give me an opportunity to interact and bridge a gap between the industry and the government. Let me just brief you about my organization, because it's Agricultural and Processed Food Products Export Development Authority. It's under Ministry of Commerce, and our mandate is to promote agri-exports from the country. When I say agri-exports from the country, so I'm really proud to say that we have 55% of APIDA scheduled product share in the agri basket from the country. And we have 4 categories. It's fruits and vegetable, and animal products, processed foods, and cereal sector. And this, the important sector, the seed industry, the floriculture and vegetable seeds, fruits and vegetable seeds, and other seeds of, the field crop, which we are talking about. So it's really plays a very important role, it's a very important segment in our agri exports, and I'm seeing a continuous growth in this sector. And of course, the credit goes to the stakeholders again and to my exporters. When I was seeing towards Mr. Attawar, so I remember the days of Mr. Manmohan Attawar when he was our, the authority member in APEDA board. And from that days, I'm talking about 30 years back. So the focus is also there in, for promoting these products in the international market. And your question is how APEDA is, helping to promote these products. APEDA is, providing continuous platforms in the international trade events where we do the road shows and biosolar meets, and where the exporters of APIDA member exporters, they participate under umbrella APIDA as an India pavilion. And these platforms provide them the opportunity to understand the international market requirements, to interact with the people, to showcase their product, and see where are the gaps which we need to fill in, and what are the other advanced technologies are being followed by the international market. So these platforms provide an opportunity to the people, because when I say an individual exporter, if he'll go, for example, APEDA is going to participate in Fruit Logistica Berlin. If an individual exporter will go, definitely he will not be seen so much with the visibility. But if there is an India pavilion, there people know that continuously APEDA is bringing all their, the member exporters, those who have the potential showcasing their product, definitely they will look towards the India pavilion. And there, my exporter, the member exporter who are going to participate along with us, will get an opportunity to interact with the people. Secondly, we keep on organizing road shows and taking trade delegations to the different international destinations where we saw that, where we see the opportunities and the potential of agri products, so which includes, of course, the seed industry as well. So, because a few of my colleagues, the panelists, they were talking about the infrastructure and what Mr. Nagesh has mentioned about the reliability, quality, and continuity. So let me just share with all the people here. APIDA also provides the financial assistance to strengthen the infrastructure, that is for the infrastructure development. For quality, we are providing for the quality for setting of laboratories and recognition of laboratories, and for the quality certification also, implementation of quality certification. So this is how APIDA is, helping in strengthening the supply chain of agri exports, and as well as the market development also. Under this component, you have mentioned about, there is a need for a market intelligence, of course, because it's a very important step, with the reason being, when we will understand the requirement of the importing countries, then only we'll be able to make the strategy to, place our product in that particular market. So APIDA keep on doing this with the help of the other knowledge partners like CRISIL, ICRISET, and ICRIAR also, and where we have, carried out certain studies based on that, the potential of products. And of course, if there is a need, we definitely will be able to initiate another study with these reputed organizations, so that we can, make this available in the public portal, so that people can take the benefit. And we are also talking about the knowledge. Let me just share with all the people that APIDA has a very robust IT intelligence system also. And we have this Agri Exchange portal. If anyone would like to, any new entrepreneur, for example, would like to understand, to see what are the important markets, what are the market for the fruits and vegetable seeds. Definitely the person can just go and search for Agri-Exchange portal. You'll get the information where we are doing the expos presently, and who all are the competitor countries, means who all are the other exporters. So there you can make an, the knowledge or the database as per your choice, because different fermentation combinations are there. So you can use that, the tool. And further, if there is anything, we would like to initiate, and we would like to work more on this, because I am seeing a continuous growth in this sector. This is one. And we were talking about the branding. Branding is, you have given a very good example of, the mango. In APID, I'm heading the horticulture sector and the seed sector both. So I'll give you the small examples how we are doing it, and you may please suggest me also how we can do the branding for the seed. Let me give you the example of mango. Because you have given, we keep on organizing the mango promotion shows, so that because people should know about the quality and the taste of Indian mangoes. So we are keep on doing, and we are doing a lot of on the social media, so that people should know that these varieties, different varieties, because in the international market, few people know about Alfonso only. They talk about Alfonso. Then why not Kesar, Bagnapalli, and the other northern varieties, the Chasa, Langda, and the Sherry? So we have organized, the mango promotion program in USA, in Seattle, and Washington, and Belgium, and means I think more than 15 countries we had, and we got a very, very good result. And I still remember when I took over the charge of horticulture, there was only 900 metric ton we were exporting to USA. And previous year we have done 3,000 metric ton of mangoes to US. So this is, how we created the brand. And second, I'll give you the example of the non-basmati rice, because we always talk about, the basmati rice. But we have few varieties. So how we have placed, what initiative, this is how I am just giving you the example, so that people should know that how to place and brand the product. See, we got the information from our MLC in Japan that there is a requirement of rice there's a crisis in Japan, and there is a demand of now opportunity in Japanese market. So what Japanese means, immediately we thought of, sticky rice. So we don't have sticky rice. No, we have. So what we have done, we have approached International Rice Research Institute. We have asked them to please identify, because we have more than 1,000 varieties in non-basmati rice. So we have them, why don't you identify a few varieties which has a sticky character? So they have identified 15 to 16 varieties. Then what we have done, we have hired 5 chefs of the Japanese restaurant in the 5-star hotels, and they cooked that rice. They have made the cuisines of Japanese cuisines like sushi and other onigiri and all. So, you will be amazed to know that we got 7 varieties which are suitable. This was the exercise I'm just sharing with the last 6 months. And then we decided to take a delegation of, the exporters. There were 30 exporters along with me and the representative from the state government. And out of 7 varieties, 3 varieties have been acknowledged by the Japanese chef there in Japan. So now we have started working on the background from the pre-stage also on working on their production and all, doing the sensitization with the state government how to increase the production of these particular dyes. Like people must not be knowing about the mushbuji of the Kashmir and the chakao, black rice and white rice of Manipur. So these are the initiatives taken by APIDA to promote agri-exports in the international market and doing the branding during our participation. Let me also share, with our efforts, now India is a partner country for BioFec Germany. When I say BioFec, it's for organic. So why don't we look towards the organic seeds? Because APIDA is again a secretariat for national program for organic production. And we keep on organizing the promotion efforts for promoting organic products from export of organic products from the country. So I'm looking towards that organic seed. If Indo-American hybrid seeds, if you are working on some organic seeds, so just let me know, because we would like to. We are the partner country. India is a partner country in this event, and I think it will give a very, very good visibility to Indian entrepreneurs, exporters to showcase their products and participate. Same way in Gulf food again, with the after so long, so many years, we got an opportunity to become the partner country in the Gulf food show. So this is how we are creating the, doing the market development and giving the opportunities to our member exporters. And there was one question about the council. So as I have also already mentioned about, the mandate of APEDA, so I think it's already covered over there. But in addition to that, we have created export promotion forums of different products. And let me just tell you that there is a forum for floriculture and fruits and vegetable seeds also. And these forums are basically to have a focused approach to develop the industry. And these forums are totally the trade driven. So in these forums, the trade representatives are there, and the other stakeholders like state government who's looking towards, whose responsibility is the production, and the Ministry of Agriculture who was looking again on the quality, and the NPPO India. So these are all the stakeholders. They sit together and do the brainstorming to raise the issues, what are the interventions required in the supply chain of, floriculture and fruits and vegetable seeds. So these are the initiatives I thought let me just share, and I hope that this platform will again, give us the opportunity for future to interact, and wherever there is any intervention is required, we are there for you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, madam. That was extremely positive response from the government. I think what you are doing in APEDA, personally, I was not aware of many of these things. So I'm sure many of the people sitting here would not have been aware of what you are doing on many of these things. So I think these platforms we must use, definitely road shows we must use, and getting quality labs, accreditations and things like that, with your help we must use. Market intelligence, you talked about creating reports. ICRIER has done some work, but I think specifically for seeds, we can also work with ICRIER on this and you. And then this Agri Exchange portal is also a very good information you have given. I think everybody can log into that and then see what is it that this contains. And branding, you have given an excellent opportunity that we can go and brand in various shows that you conduct, and you have given, your non-basmati rice example is a great example really, how you went about developing this. Organic, of course, organic seeds become the base for organic food production. So I think there is a category of seeds that are required for that. And I'm glad that we are a partner country in Germany and in Gulf Food Show and things like that. Export Promotion Forum, we were also not very much aware of this. I think we'll have to explore this more from our association side with you, see how we can actually come and participate in that. So thank you very much. I think that has given us a lot of confidence that we can work with you and then pursue this target. So in the interest of time, since we are already at the end, we will take just 2 questions from the audience. But I would like to focus on audience who have come from outside, because this session is actually intended to give them confidence about the seed production capabilities of India. So anyone who has come from other countries who would like to ask any question or seek any clarification would be welcome. No questions? Okay. Sorry, yeah, the gentleman in blue shirt here, yes.
Yeah, maybe just a comment and I guess a question with that. So I think if you think about a country which is, you know, very focused on being a seed production hub for the rest of the world is Chile. I think, you know, in terms of their legislation and the whole, you know, the whole way the industry is organized towards quick certification, granting of permits, seed movement, and all of that. I think Chile is a very good example of how a country builds a business around seed production. So I guess my question is, in India striving to achieve the same, you know, are there any lessons that you can learn from Chile or things that you see that works well in Chile that you can adopt in India as well?
Who will answer that?
For me, this is much more around legislation and the regulatory environment to make seed movement effective and efficient. So is there anything that I think, yeah, I guess we can learn, a lot of countries can learn from Chile on what they are doing. So are there any?
Yeah, Chile is big for, Cotivas and Bayer of the world for off-season corn production. So they catch up, when the northern hemisphere is cold, they can produce seed in Chile. And during my years in St. Louis, like, hey, all the off-season production we used to do in Chile. So I think you mentioned like the Chile is a very quick process of, registering your varieties for seed production and, contract seed production. We have to go deeper into understanding Chile can be a benchmarking country for us to, what they do well in terms of legislation, logistics, infrastructure, to become a seed production hub.
I think Santosh would like to add something.
Yeah, just really quick on Chile. Recently, I was in Belgium for our annual meetings, and I met with some of the, the Chilean seed producers in charge, and they are willing to come and share their experiences with us. If we can, both the association can facilitate that. So I think that will be a start to learn from them, and then that might also help us to, go from good to great, so to speak, in terms of seed production and exports. Yeah.
Thank you. So I think we have come to the end of this. Who?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ram
All
Prakash.
right.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. My question, I'm Sucheta, I'm from East West Seed. I'm from India, but I live outside, so I think I can ask question. Thank you, all the panelists. As we talk about becoming global seed producer, how do you see sustainability? Like climate resilient practices, soil health, responsible production, playing a role in global competitiveness? Thank you.
Okay, maybe I will answer that. Okay. So sustainability and what is called regenerative agriculture and soil health are becoming more and more important. The awareness is growing very much in India on these practices, and to actually get over a time period of let's say next 5 years, there is a lot of programs that are put in place by the government and by the industry to actually reach that level of sustainable seed production practices. If there is any kind of certification required for export purposes on seed, on sustainable production, that is also possible, because we are actually, we have a well-developed organic production system in the country. And many of them do undertake these practices for their production, because otherwise it's not acceptable in the international markets. So there are certification agencies available here. There are established agronomic practices and agronomic practices and soil health management systems which are being practiced. But I would say that they are still not at the scale that is required. Okay, so that's why I said that over the next 5 years, this can become a much bigger one. Like Ajay said that if we understand the requirements of the importing country in terms of sustainable production systems, they can be tailored to that requirement. Yeah, David, you want to add something?
Yeah, maybe just on the question of sustainability, in Europe, it's a very highly debated subject at the moment. And of course, sustainability goes over many fronts. You know, it goes to climate, it goes to sustainable labor practices, it goes to child labor, it goes to many things. But I think the one thing which also in the European Union is becoming more evident is, you know, the building conflict almost between environment and competitiveness. On the one hand, a lot of chemicals, etc., has been banned in Europe especially. And of course, you know, what happens in Europe eventually sort of like goes to everybody else in the world. But of course, the competitiveness of the farmer is very much inhibited by the less use of chemicals, etc. And you know, the words like organic seed, etc., it's great words, and I totally believe in the concept, but it's not that easy. So I think you are right. I think there's going to be a lot of debate around sustainability, and of course, you know, coming out of Europe, a lot of those discussions tend to go a little bit off the mark towards, you know, fair labor practices, child labor, etc. Whereas we should be looking at all aspects of sustainability, including climate, nature, environment, etc.
Thank you. But we do have a lot of debate around this, and there are organizations, NGOs working on this particular subject also. So I'm sure we're on the way, but it is a much debated subject. So, I think we have the Joint Secretary seats waiting on the line to speak to all of us. So where is Shivendra? Shivendra. So are we dismissed or we wait here? Sorry? We can be here? Okay. Okay, so let's connect. Okay. We can see on the screen? Yeah. Okay, I think we will, no, that is me on the screen. Who is on the screen? I am on the screen, yeah. No, it should come here, no?
In case he's coming here, maybe we would like to see, maybe we will be seen by him there.
Am I audible?
Oh, yes. Yes, sir. You are audible, but not visible.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, now
So,
we
but
can see.
video is on.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Yes, sir. Now we can see you and hear you both. So thank you for
Okay, that's
coming
good.
onto the screen and then speaking to us. I'm sure you have heard all the debate and the discussion that has taken place. So we are eagerly looking forward to your remarks and then some of the clarifications that might help all of us to understand the policy aspects better. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kundania. Thank you. And first of all, my apology for not being there in person, and I missed it, and I'm regretting not being there because I'm missed, I think, a lot of other very knowledgeable interaction, and I joined since morning. I'm virtually joined you and heard all the that discussion which had held today, and I would like to compliment certainly Mr. Nagesh because he has done that my job easier. And I think after his explanation, very less I don't have to speak much. But I would just like to cover the areas which have been discussed today, and there are some queries raised and some concern raised, like Mr. David raised about that trust issue and that the IP protection issue and the legal framework. Similarly, many other thing I've been talking. Mr. Ajay Rana has spoken about that how to approach that the government for promoting the export, and many other things have been. I will try to cover those things. The most important thing which have been spoken about is that legal framework and regulatory framework, because that is the most important aspect in this area, and that has come out from your discussion. So, as you all are aware that we are in a federal structure where the agriculture is mainly a state subject, and provincial government regulate the agriculture. But for the seed sector, that government of India provides that regulation and that legal framework. And we all know that we have that Seed Act and Seed Control Order, as well as the PPVFRA Act, which must have been spoken about by Chairman PPVFRA yesterday. The industry have been demanding for rationalization and harmonization of these legislation and the regulatory framework. So we have been working on these issues, and I am happy that this new seed bill is out, and we have invited the stakeholder consultation, which our Honorable Minister have also spoken in his address yesterday. So the main thing is that now, so far that our system have been quite liberal, and but due to this liberal framework, there have been some issues which the farmers are facing, which the companies are facing. So to address both of them, now that new structure has been proposed, in which now the registration would be mandatory, that all the seed which would be sold in India, that would be registered through a national register of varieties, and that now the quality certification has now been voluntary, and that self-certification will also be accepted. And to achieve this, that overall framework has been prepared to accept the data which would be with the private sector accredited agencies, and even that the agencies outside India who are from where that seeds are being imported, so that it comes all into one framework. So that is the major reforms which has been which is in which has been rolled out, and we are consulting each and every stakeholder, and accordingly it will come. Simultaneously, that the PPVFRA Act is also under discussion, and a lot of national consultation has happened to improve that legal framework. So because the legal framework is an evolving process, and government is concerned about it, that's why routinely and on an interval we are discussing it with all the stakeholder and making the required changes. With regard to that regulatory framework, the new thing which has come up, and which will address the issue related to that, what Mr. David has raised, is that shifting of the produce to the non-authorized from that unauthorized to the other person from in the violation of the IP. So that can be addressed through that our traceability system, which Government of India has launched recently, that we know as SATI, that seed traceability system. So all the seeds now, and the industry has also come forward. I thank them and congratulate them for that. And with this, the whole the production system of the seed, starting from the nuclear seed to breeder seed, and then presently that certified seed or the TL seed, all will come into that, all will come into the one portal, and it can be verified from any sources, so that the seed which is out of this chain can easily be tracked, and that can easily be certified that it is out of the system and this is not a genuine seed, and it can also address the IP violation. So I think that is a big shift and big change in the overall regulatory framework, and this will help the farmers the most, because they are the most affected from that low quality and spurious seed. Simultaneously, it will also address address the issues which Mr. David has been talking about. With regard to other regulatory framework of promoting the export, that is phytosanitary thing, I would just like to inform everybody that India has adopted e-phyto certification, and now these certificates can be exchanged online. That is a big support to the industry for in the promoting their export and supporting their export ventures. And that's our ministry has also prioritized seed export, that the market access issue and addressing the phytosanitary issues with the countries bilaterally. And I have myself requested the seed that our NSAI and FSSI for sharing their priorities, so that we can address those as well. Coming to the infrastructure thing that has been spoken, that we require, that's a good infrastructure. So government is providing a lot of support in developing such infrastructure. Mr. Nagesh has already spoken about that bigger picture of that, how that overall that transportation system is being worked out, and transportation of material from one place to another, that overall supply chain, how it is being improved. But with regard to the seed related infrastructure, I would like to tell that Government of India is financing a lot of such projects, and not building seed infrastructure at the larger level, at the state level or the district level, but also at the village level. A lot of support is being provided to the government agencies, as well as to the villagers and the farmers cooperatives for building the infrastructure related to seeds. We also have a big chain of that seed hubs in the ICR institutions and universities, which are supporting that production of seed. And besides that, there are many funding arrangements for that helping the entrepreneurs who are setting up the infrastructure in agriculture sector, which also includes seeds. So one is that agriculture infrastructure fund. We have PM Sampada. So many such are there where that finance is being made available at affordable cost for building such infrastructure. And just to note, just to mention that India has a unique system. I think not unique, that so many other places must be is there, that all the banking institutions has to provide 18% of their credit towards the agriculture sector. That is mandatory, and that is driving more than 300 billion of US dollar of agriculture credit to this agriculture sector, which also include the seed sector. So a lot of fundings are available, and the good thing is that our term loan, term loan kind of this agriculture credit, which goes for in the investment, is increasing multiple times than the short term loan, which is less than 18 months. So more than 18 months loan is increasing that rapidly. And that is a good signal that a lot of infrastructure is being created in agriculture sector with the help of these funding. Coming to that cluster-based that you have talked about, that cluster-based approach for promoting seed production. So many of the state government has come up with that concept of seed park, where that all that related infrastructure would be set up at one place to promote that seed export, and Government of India is also supporting such efforts. and whatever the regulatory reforms are required, that will be that provided from the Government of India to support such initiative. So, so that legal framework I told about, that we are in the process of reforming and making it that suitable to the present requirement, and that will address many of the concern which have been raised. Regulatory framework which we have improved, that is and continuously improving, that will help in the enforcement of the law which is being legislated, and it will also build the trust which have been highlighted by Mr. David, and also that we are promoting a synergy between the private institution and the public institution. So a lot of efforts is going into that, involving private sector into that overall system, so that both sector can come together and create an excellence. And besides these regulatory changes, we have recently also made some changes in that our EXIM policy, in which many relaxation has been given, compliance has been reduced. So that government is doing all its efforts for making for ease of doing business and reducing the compliance cost, so that the industries find it that more lucrative, and they can come forward in the seed production and export also. And besides that, I would also like to mention here that Government of India is also running many program at national level for promoting the new varieties of seeds. That is again very important. Adoption of the new seeds to the farmer becomes easier, and a lot of demonstration that we call as field FLD, field level demonstration, and that cluster level demonstration and block level demonstration, that is happening, and that is being supported by the Government of India to the subsidy, so that new seeds reaches to the farmer quickly, and to improve our VRR and SRR both, and also that increase the production and productivity. So there are a lot of new schemes which has recently has been launched, which include that oil seed mission, pulses mission. Those missions are basically promoting the new quality of the seed, and now the new mission is also being brought, that has been announced in the budget, that is on the high yielding seed variety, which will promote the research level that infrastructure in the country, so that the seed sector gets another boost. With regard to that R&D and extension related and quality assurance related network, that quality has also spoken about, that we should have that sufficient infrastructure and framework for that. So certainly we have a big R&D that network through the ICR institutes and State Agriculture University, Central Agriculture University. Besides that, private companies having their big R&D facilities here. And we have that chain of labs as well. More than 126 labs are there dedicated to the seeds, and 8 of them are that Insta accredited. Government of India is also providing support for to these labs for getting that Insta accreditation and NABL accreditation, national level accreditation and international accreditation. So we are providing this support as well, so that the quality assurance infrastructure of the seed also become robust. Coming to that very important point with regard to that the special condition of India, and somebody had asked question about the consolidation of land, and that also there is issues related to that breeder right versus farmer right. Yesterday you had a session with the chairman PPVFRA. So that is very important, and also that issues related to sustainability has been raised. I just like to cover these in a few lines. The most important thing is that we have to understand the condition of the Indian farmer, which are having very small land holdings, is average around 1 hectare, and that makes it very economically unviable holding. And for that, the Indian legal system and then that regulatory system, and as well as that overall support system intend protect these farmers, because they are the key to our whole food security, and this is important for the global food security as well. So we cannot leave the farmers unprotected, and that is why that system has been built in a manner that farmers' interests are fairly protected, and endeavor becomes economically viable. And that's why a lot of subsidy is provided to our national and state level schemes to the farmer. But I would like to assure you, this is not an obstacle at all, because the farmers are not only producing for the country with, as I told many a time, that it is, we are working with the less than 4% of the global waters and the global land, and supporting that 18% of that global population, and ensuring their food security and nutrition. Simultaneously, that 16% of the global livestock. So that farmers are doing their duties very well, and that's why their rights need to be protected, and that PPVFRA is clearly a balancing act between farmers' rights and the breeders' rights. And we should start looking them as a partner, both the industry as well as the farmer as a partner. And I am very happy to hear that the trust issue has been discussed, and the companies who are working in India should start building this trust with the farmers by working in a value chain model, which the government of India is also promoting. And for that, we are building the strength of the farmer through that consolidation exercise, through the cluster approach. Means lot of farmer producer organizations are being promoted, farmer producer companies are being promoted, so that farmers can come together, and collectively they can become, they become competitive to the market. And they can also, that companies will also find it easier to deal with that bigger unit, so that they can get more and more area for their production of their seeds, so that the companies can coordinate with the FPOs and FPCs. That would help. And also to protect this, that legal framework has also been provided through the digitization of the land record, because the companies would be concerned about the legal issues. So I would like to mention here that Government of India is already nationwide that land record modernization program, and under which digitization of rural land record is happening by providing them unique land parcel identification number, and more than 99% of that parcels have been provided these numbers, and that digitization is happening. So that is there. Besides, we have that digital agriculture mission, under which we have developed the AgriStack, and the AgriStack is a important registry where that farmer registry, crop registry, and that land registry all are coming together. That enough digital system has been built to ensure that legal protection, both for the farmer as well as for easy to make it easier for the companies also to negotiate with the farmers. So that is there. And coming to that risk part, that there have been discussion about the risk sharing. So the Government of India has already launched in 2016 a very ambitious program, that is Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana, that is crop insurance, which is a multi-peril insurance scheme, and providing that risk mitigation to the farmers. So that is already under that government framework that is being provided. So the overall this framework and the legal system and that government support all clubbing together is very good, and other things which have already been spoken by Mr. Nagesh and all other representatives, that the Indian ecosystem is very good for that seed production and that development of this sector. The last point which has been raised by some participant about that responsible and sustainable production, I would like to just inform the gathering that government of that sustainable agriculture is the most important priority of the government, one of the most important priority of the government. And we have that National Mission on Sustainable Agriculture, which is an overarching theme covering all the government programs. So it's not only that it is a standalone program, it covers all the program. We see that sustainability in each and every program, and it is being promoted. We are promoting and providing a lot of funds for promoting the micro irrigations and organic mission, which is already a national mission. And recently, under the regenerative farming, we have launched another mission, that is National Natural Farming Mission. And we have also working for the soil health, and national level portal has been created, and each and every field after 3 years is being soil testing is being done with the support of the government. So these efforts are combining together, are promoting that agriculture, climate resilience in the agriculture, and we are promoting towards that adaptation, climate adaptation technology. So just to mention that the per capita emission in the agriculture is the lowest in the world, in the India. And when we talk about the sustainability, UN framework that discuss about the three part of the sustainability. One is that social, that's environmental, and as well as social and economic. So the sustainability has all the three dimensions. So we should not forget that agriculture is a big employment provider, and a lot of livelihood of the farmers depend upon the agriculture. So we have to take the sustainability thing forward, considering all the three dimensions. So that is all which I would like to say, and thank you for giving me this opportunity, and I congratulate APSA and NSAI and FSSI for creating this wonderful platform for sharing of information, knowledge and innovation. And I hope that this will bring together all that global leaders and that scientific institutions and the knowledge together. This will help not only India, but also that all the Asian countries, as well as that world level, globally, that in the development of the seed sector. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Big round of applause for the Joint Secretary Seeds, Shri Sahuji, for actually taking time and not only taking time to speak, but also I can see from your talk that you have heard all the, all the proceedings here, and replied to many of them. So thank you very much. I think the recommendations from here will be summarized and also submitted to you, so that there will be it will be more easy for you on the actioning of some of the requests and some of the recommendations of this discussion here. Thank you very much, sir. Thanks for coming, and thanks for addressing all of us.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. So I think that brings us to the end of this session. And thank you all to the audience for actually patiently listening to all of us. And thanks to all the panel members. Sorry that I couldn't come for the second round, but I think the first round itself, you all made all your points very effectively. So that actually covered most of it. So, and thanks to Nagesh for making a wonderful presentation. I think that has actually caught the imagination of everyone, including the Joint Secretary. So that is also something which has come out very well in this session. Thank you all very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Cornia, for moderating the panel. There's a request to have a photo. I invite Nagesh to come as well. Yeah.
Recording stopped.
Thank you all for joining. We have another session, very interesting session starting at 1 o'clock. So I hope to see you tomorrow in the afternoon at